Hello and welcome everybody to a new video. Today I'm going to be trying to beat the record set by this car around the Nurburgring. Yes, the Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series, the 2020 edition, which set a time of 6 minutes 43.616. And this vehicle here that I've got is completely stock, so I'm assuming this is exactly the same as the one that went around the Nurburgring to set that lap, including the tyres, which are sports mediums. And considering last video I used the Veyron on sports softs and I won by a long shot, I think it was like 16 seconds faster. So this time I'm using the tyres that were given to me with the vehicle, which are comfort mediums. I mean sport mediums. Comfort mediums were just slight everywhere. Sport medium tyres. And we're going to see if we can beat the Nürburgring lap record. Now, I'm going to do this with no assists other than ABS. I'm also going to turn the HUD off as well, so you get the most realistic possible countermeasures to make this as difficult for me as I can. Because this car had ABS, it had traction control, but I don't think they used it during the run, or they didn't use it very much during the run, because it is slightly slower to use traction control, even in sports driving IRL. And considering it's supposed to be perfect conditions, I'm assuming they didn't use it at all. Didn't use traction control. So I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to turn the HUD off, all that. And then I'm going to get to... Hang on, this is going to be faster than the Veyron. That seems possible, actually, now that I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. It's got to have more downforce. It's going to be more stable. Display off. Okay, let's go. Oh, this is going to be madness. And I've got this on manual. The only assist on is ABS. So... Oh, this thing drives a lot nicer than the Veyron. Other than I've got shittier tyres, but that's fine. This thing drives a hell of a lot nicer than the Veyron. The Veyron was chaos to drive. It was just too heavy, the suspension was too soft, and yeah, there was a lot wrong with it. If you want to see that video, that would be my previous video, so take a look at that. Damn, this thing almost feels mid-engined, almost. Like, it feels like a very, very well balanced car, as you would expect. Oh, yes. This is actually very nice. Will I beat the record? I guess I figure it out at the end of the lap. Because this thing ain't bad. This thing ain't slow. Oh my god. We might actually be in a straight line up until top speed faster than the Veyron. Uh-oh. Oh no, I didn't go off the track, which there was definitely a better line to take there, but I didn't go off the track, so yeah, let's continue. It appears the front lifts a little bit on certain sections, which is scary, but it feels very much like a mid-engine car, although it's front engine. It's got like a big engine in the front. I think it's positioned very far back in the hood though, or most of the weighty components are positioned very far back because weight distribution, and that explains why it feels the way it does. But dang, I don't know if I'll beat the record or not, because this is on tyres that are worse than what I did on the Veyron, and it's got less power than the Veyron, but it is a lot newer. I think it handles like a lot better. It handles tremendously. See, in the Veyron, if I tried to do a drift like that, I'd either be off the track or just still drifting to this point here. Literally because of the weight just shifting all the way across and pushing you to the wrong side of the corner. This car doesn't have that problem to as much of an extent. And this is completely stock, out of the box. So, well, out of the box for a top spec Mercedes, what is it? Mercedes AMG something? I don't know. I forgot the name of it already. Mercedes AMG something, yeah. Oh, this thing is quick. I like the display on the dash as well. I don't know how well this works during the video because I don't have a proper capture card. I just export the video through other means, so I don't know how good the quality actually is. But I'm hoping it's good enough for you guys. Whoa, the cornering, man. This thing handles great. It really does. All the screw-ups, I think, is because of me, and not in any way because of the car. I cannot blame this car. And I am driving somewhat cautiously, because I was driving the Veyron before. Well, yesterday. And the Veyron was, like, crazy, but this thing feels... It doesn't feel endlessly grippy, but that's due to the tires. But it feels very, very well balanced, and a lot more stable than the Veyron was. I'll say that. And its brakes, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, especially when this thing still weighs 1.5 ton. The brakes are brilliant in every way. Oh, it's great. But here we go, 6th gear. Yes. We're gonna get into 7th, that's top gear. So this thing's even geared for the Nürburgring, as you would expect. They built this car to break the record. So I'm pretty dang sure that this thing is perfect for this track. It is. I don't even know what you'd improve. Maybe sport soft tires. That's about it. Everything else, the power, the downforce, I mean, you can put weight reduction. I think weight reduction and tires, because it's still a fairly heavy car. It's 1.5 ton. So it's heavy and it needs better tires. But other than that, it is perfect. Suspension, engine, perfect. Because this thing, if I remember correctly, is twin turbo. And so the turbo lag is nothing bad at all. Because of the way Mercedes set up these turbos. This is brilliant. This car is actually marvellous. I'm actually really questioning whether or not I can beat this record. Because it's going to be a tough record to beat. But because it's considerably faster than the Veyron, but the Veyron had like 200 horsepower more, so I wonder if the Veyron's 200 horsepower is going to like etch it back down this main straight and stuff. This car handles brilliantly. It really does. Like, even when I hit the curbs and it sort of like loses that bit of traction, it's still not bad. It's still very much possible to get it back in control. If I did that with the Veyron, it would like fly up the curbs despite it weighing very, very close to 2 tons. It would fly up the curbs and fly off the track. This, I went over a curb then. No problem. I think it set it up so that you can take the perfect racing line, which is actually tapping the curves on just about every corner. And I think that's the way they set up the suspension for this car. Because of course this is there to set the fastest lap around the Nürburgring. And it is quick. Oh yes. And the speed. Oh, it's actually unbelievable, the difference, because the Veyron was like the top tier car of the time. 2006 to 2014, I think it was one of, if not the top tier car. This is a car from 2020. The improvements are insane. Because let's say the Veyron's from 2006. That's more than 10 years, yeah. But the improvements that are made, that's like comparing the McLaren F1 to the Veyron. The Veyron's made a little bit of improvement, but from 2006 to 2020, this is mad fast. This thing's brilliant. I don't remember what speed the Veyron reached when I was doing this. I think it would reach a higher top speed than this. I mean, 200 horsepower extra is really going to help. But this ain't slow, and the gearing is perfect for this. I did lift there. Whether or not I had to, I don't know. Oh, I know I could have pushed this thing harder, so even if I don't get the record, I definitely could have pushed this thing harder. Like, it has so much more to give if I actually... Because this is my first attempt. The Veyron, it took 16 attempts if I remember correctly. But here we go. Across the line. Do I beat the 6 minutes 43.616? No, not even close. Not even close. You would have to be a beast to do that in the Merc. I think it's possible, very much so. Oh my gosh, though. That it was like 30 seconds off. But I think it's very much possible. That's interesting, because I won by like 14 seconds, 16 seconds using the Veyron. And lost by 30 seconds using this. I think it's because I had a lot more attempts with the Veyron than I did with this, because the Veyron I screwed up so many times that the start of the track was very precise. And I guess I was using everything the car had. With the Mercedes, I definitely wasn't, because I was scared to do so in case it went off the track and ended up taking 15 attempts like I did yesterday. But anyway, apparently I can't beat that record, so I'm going to end the video here. And maybe try this again later with sports soft tyres. Yeah, because that might fix our problem. Sports softs next time. But anyway, I'm going to end the video here. Oh, one more thing to mention. I won't be uploading for about a week after this point. I'll probably put that in editing at the start of the video. But in case I've forgotten to do that, I won't be uploading for about a week. Yeah. But I'll be back soon, so hope you're alright with that. But anyway, I'm going to end the video here. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, remember to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.